attempt to fix this amplifier. These are what are broken, so I guess I can do some of the stuff on here right now. Put this camera down, unfortunately. Actually, there we go. You guys can get a kind of a picture here what I'm doing. Now don't be doing what I'm doing here, because you can get electrocuted, zapped. There is a lot of power going through here, and from the looks of it, these bolts go through that way, which I like to see, making my life a lot easier. So the positive sides the line sides from these are going towards the outside of the amp, towards the fuses. So I just have to match both of those. I'm just going to set up my solder so I can get ready to do this. I'm going to turn off my camera here. Now I know this is not the best angle shot of how I'm showing everybody how I'm going to do this right now on this video. But what I plan to do is I'm just going to solder the furthest one, since it's the easier ones to get at, is by standing this up and then just soldering it, and then once I solder it, then I'm going to bend it and do it that way. It just saves me a lot of trouble to try and do this the right way. Now, be careful when you're doing these. I am not a professional solderer, I guess how you could say that, etc. So, if I'm doing anything wrong and I have this in here and somebody does see my videos, which my videos seem to not get too many looks on there, but if I do, and there's something you could tell me that I'm doing wrong with the soldering, I appreciate the what's it called, the advice, the wisdom to share. Would be greatly appreciated. I usually let this pull up a little bit, like so. I've been finding the way to do this, and then just dropping a little bit on there, like so, and that's it. Oh, just drop that loop on there. This does not want to go on here. There we go. Now that I have it so it's mounted on there, I will now add a larger amount to it. That way I know it's nice and solid. As I say, it's not supposed to look pretty. I just want it so it's working. Again, same thing with this one. Add just a little bit to it. Heat up this. And I should be wearing a mask. I know none of you can see my face. But I should be wearing a mask while doing this because I heard that the chemical that's really in this is really bad for you. So make sure you're in a very well ventilated area while doing such a thing. Safety always first. This is just not working right now for me. There we go. A little bit more solder I will use. I want to make sure this is actually pretty strong. Maybe you want overkill, but I'd rather it to be over than under. Now that we have that in there, as you can see, I do have the solders done. Okay. And now I will take these two pieces that I dropped on the board by accident and get them out of there. We don't need them touching something and zapping out later on. So I clean those out, as they won't stick anyways to anything. But if they touch between two things, we all know what will happen there. Now I will bend this first one actually first. That way it's in there the best I can have it, because I know that this is not going to be easy to get in here to solder this other one. Again, melt some of this on here, and then again get some of that and place it on the side, let it drip like so, and we have a solid connection. One down, and again, be very gentle. Shouldn't have to be too gentle, considering if you do a good soldering job. This should hold without being able to break that easy. If they break that easy, then obviously it's not a good solder job. So again, this time I will use the paste or whatever this is called again to make sure that the solder sticks to it. I will put some on here with my thing instead. Give it a little melt, that way the solder's got something to stick to. And oh, lost that one there. Keep losing the solders. So we'll try it manually like so. And get that on there. There we go. And I believe that that should be it. Oh yeah. Should have a wet cloth usually when you're doing this, so you can wipe off the excess stuff off of your tips when you're finished. From the videos that I've seen, and these are both good. Now they're not like how they solder them in the thing where it's right against the board, but as you can see, both solders are on there. And I just have to clean up some of this, and we will test this in a second to see how she turned out. Just put the amp all back together. Still got to clean up a mess. I have my 12 volt power supply hooked up. Got my ground, my positive hooked up. Got my fuses all in. Let's see if we hear a snap. If we don't hear a snap, maybe get some power in this. It would be pretty cool. We got power, people. It's the first time in my life I ever fixed an amp. So power to the most high. This is cool.